Hi there. How's everybody? What I want to do in this lecture video is to show you how to go about installing a Python IDE on your PC, right? Because in order for you to write Python code, you need some kind of environment where it will interpret what you're trying to tell the code to do. And the best thing to do is to go to your Google and you just search for Python, right? And let's see what comes up. Welcome to python.org. On here, basically, it's fairly straightforward. You just download the, it automatically should know what system you're using, whether it's a Mac or a Windows. And then I normally go to 3.10.6. Now, I may already have this, but either way, I wanted to walk through and show you. So execute that that installation file, and then I'm going to let me just select, because I already have it, right? Customize installation. So when you install Python IDE for the first time, you at some point you will see a window like this, right? And make sure that you have all of these selected, right? I mean, all of the selected documentation, PIP, the IDLE. This one is very important, the IDLE, because you need the test suite. We might not be using it. Maybe we would have it, and then have all of these selected. And then next, and then here, very important is to add Python to the environment variables, right? Because then when you use a command shell, it knows where the Python compiler is, right? It knows it knows how to interpret your command. So make sure that is selected. And I'm not too worried about the other ones. So hit install. And even if you forget, right, just install everything on the package, right? Install everything on the package, and you should be good. Okay. Maybe give it a second or two. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the recording, and then I'll come back when I see some kind of interaction. All right, so that is done, and basically I'm going to click close. Now, you see the installation file have closed. I need to check if the installation was correct or not, right? So I basically go to my search bar on the bottom, and I type in IDLE, right? IDLE, and on the list that comes up, you should see something like this, says IDLE Python 3.10.64, right? I'm going to click on that, and if it brings up a window, and I can, once this comes up, I can do some little code test to make sure then that is working properly. All right. So when you use the IDLE, there are two windows that you need to work together with, right? This window that you're seeing, which has got like a three arrows, on the left side, is what is called an interpreter, right? And what I mean is that if I type in print right, I hit enter, it runs my code right away, right? It interprets my code. If I say 3 + 4, right, it gives me a code. So this is the window where you use to actually execute your code, right? But to write your code, what you got to do is you have to go to File and do a new file, right? Then it opens this other window, right? This is your code editor, right? And here I'm going to put something like I'm just making some stuff up here. X is equals to 34, y is equals to 45, and I'm going to say print, right? Let's just put maybe a space plus another space, y, right, and then another right. So in simple terms, what it does is that it takes a value 34 and it puts it into a variable x, and takes another value 45 and puts it in a variable called y, right? So x and y now are carrying some numbers with it, and then I have this print command, print code, which will print what's sitting in x, and then it will print the plus sign with a space, and then it'll print y, and then it'll print the equal sign with a space, and then it'll print the total. All right. So now I got some code, and I want to, the other thing you want to do is that normally before you start coding, you want to save this, right? So which I didn't do. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Save As, and let's just put this, right? Create a folder where you can put it. And normally in my desktop, I have a folder called Python code, right? Whole bunch of stuff here. And maybe I can just do, I can just do hello world. So when you do that, you don't have to, since the save as type is already Python files, you don't have to put anything else here. But if for some reason this was all files, then you need to put a .py extension here, right? Right. So you don't need a .py extension because I'm going to leave it by default as Python files. Hit save, right? Now that it's saved, and the reason you know it's saved is because it's hello world on top. Then you go to run and hit run module. You see what happens? You run on the right side, but you see the output on the left side in the interpreter. So basically that is how you normally use Python. I always have my interpreter window on the left like that, and on my code window on the right, something like that. And and let's just say I made a mistake here, right? I missed something. We'll save it. I'm going to run it again, and you see it will give me an error here, right? All right, so that will get you going. Okay, hopefully this helps. And very important to make sure that your programming environment is ready, right? It's all set up and ready before you can start writing Python code. Thank you.